Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss about the second canto, 6th chapter, 24th sloka. Before I proceeding with the discussion, I request all of you to bless me and pray for me, and so that the right words comes at the right time. And I try to bring the points which are mentioned in the purports of the Srila Prabhupada written Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and shared in different acharyas, and so that I don't do any mistakes, and I continue to do this service for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Madhav, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, and Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai. Vancha kalpatarubhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So, in previous class, His Grace Radha Krishna Chandra Prabhu was discussing about the 23rd shloka. Just we'll quickly review, and so that we can get connected to the 24th. So, in this shloka, just I read the translation. When I was born from the abdominal lotus flower of the Lord Mahavishnu, the great person, I had no ingredients for sacrificial performances except the bodily limbs of the great personality of Godhead. So in this chapter, Brahma is explaining about the cosmic in this canto, cosmic manifestation, and especially in this chapter about the Purusha Sukta related information is giving by Brahma to the Narada Mahamuni. So in this sloka, it is clearly explained from where Brahma born. He born from the lotus flower, and he was meditating for Mahavishnu. So what he needs to do, and then gradually he understood the concept of the manifestation, how he need to do. And in this sloka it is mentioned like Mahavishnu, the great person, I had no ingredients for sacrificial performances. So sacrifice is doing the yajna for the satisfaction of the Mahavishnu. So something should be there. In the beginning of the creation, after Mahavishnu, the only one God present who is Brahma. So he don't know what should I do and what is my purpose, why I came here. And so then he understood after meditating that he needs to do some sacrifice for Lord Mahavishnu. So in that case, he needs to have something to sacrifice. Otherwise, it's not possible to sacrifice, right? So he was thinking about that, and other than his physical presence, I mean, on the platform and where the lotus flower, nothing else is there. So to do sacrifices, in the next sloka, it is mentioned about the what are all the needs of doing the yajna, and in the coming slokas, how to perform the yajna for the satisfaction of the Mahavishnu, Krishna. So that is clearly discussed in the previous class by His Grace Radha Krishna Chandra Prabhu. Okay, so we'll go to the 24th sloka today, and we'll discuss a bit around that. So we'll recite the sloka. Please repeat after me. Teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajasam idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha. Teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha teshu yajnasya pashavaha kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha. Mataji. Teshu yajnasya pashavaha savanaspatayah kushaha idam cha deva yajanam kalaschorugunanvitaha. Mataji. Anyone wants to recite? Okay. Teshu, in such sacrifices, yajnasya, of the sacrificial performance, pashavaha, the animals are the sacrificial ingredients, savanaspatayaha, along with flowers and leaves, kushaha, kushaha, the straw, idam, all these, cha, as also, deva yajanam, the sacrificial altar, kalaha, a suitable time, cha, as also, uru, great, gunanvitaha, qualified. Translation, and it doesn't have purport, but translation given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For performing sacrificial ceremonies, one requires sacrificial ingredients such as flowers, leaves, and straw, along with the sacrificial altar and a suitable time, which is spring. So we'll recite the pranam mantras and then we'll continue our discussion. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is only having the translation. It's very difficult to discuss many things around this, but at the same time we also understand the sacrifice which needs the animals, vanaspataya, the flowers and the leaves, and also straw. Straw is a grass. We use we call it as in Telugu, I think it's a darbha. So we use that darbha also in the yajna and the deva yajanam, the sacrifice official altar. We set up an altar, and so that we perform the yajna for that particular altar to whom we wanted to do it. I mean, in this phrase we can understand it's a Mahavishnu, and there should be a proper time, that is a spring. It is mentioned here. During that time, if we do the sacrificial performance, it gives you more results. That kind of it is a kind of qualified and proper way of doing it. Okay, and we'll also recite the next sloka. I will read and then we'll discuss considering both the slokas, because it is also related to the yajna. Vastūnyōshadayah sneha rasalo hamrudo jalam rucho yajumshi samani chaturhotram cha sattama. Do you want to read? Can I tell that and so that you repeat? Or? Okay. Translation. Other requirements are utensils, grains, clarified butter, honey, gold, earth, water, the Rigveda, Yajurveda and Samaveda, and 4 priests to perform the sacrifice. So along with the things which are mentioned in the previous sloka, and there are also few more things which are required to perform the sacrifice. So purport: to perform a sacrifice successfully, at least 4 expert priests are needed. One who can offer is called as Hota, one who can chant, Udghata, one who can kindle the sacrificial fire without the aid of separate fire, Adhvarya, Adhvaryu, and one who can supervise, Brahma. Such sacrifices were conducted from the birth of Brahma, the first living creature, and were carried on till the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira. But such expert Brahmana priests are very rare in this age of corruption and quarrel. And therefore, in the present age, only the yajna of chanting the holy name of the Lord is recommended. The scriptures enjoin Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, 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 Gatiranyada. So, as usual, this is our end goal. So, Hare Nama, Sankirtana, Yajna, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, and we always try to follow. So, basically in this chapter, and the discussion is happening between the Brahma and Narada. So in the beginning, Narada asks 5 questions. Out of those, what is the base of this creation, where to start, and how it is started, and to whom we can approach, or we take the shelter, and let me know who is that shelter we have to take. And from there all this manifestation came into existence, and how this prakriti is created by what are all the ingredients it is having, something like that. The Narada Mahamuni asks Brahma, and during these discussions, and he is explaining from where he born. In the previous sloka, as we were discussing, he appeared in the lotus flower. From lotus flower, Brahma appeared, and then he started this manifestation. As we know, Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Khammano Buddhirevacha. Let me share my PPT also. So for the sacrifice, we need these ingredients and the spring as that. And to understand how this nature is made up of, there is a sloka from the Bhagavad Gita. It says, Bhumirapo Nalovayu Khammano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutiyasthada. There are 8 elements which are there, which is Bhumi, is the earth, Apaha is the fire, and Apaha is water, Nalaha is fire, and Anala water, Apaha is, Bhumi is earth, Apaha is water, Analaha is the Agni, and Vayu and Kham is the sky. So, and along with this, Ahankara and Buddhi, and intelligence and false ego. These are the 8 elements there in the material manifestation, which are done by the Brahma. So from this, what can be utilized in this yajna, and those elements are added by the manifested by the Brahma. If you see, utensils also needed to put the ghee into the utensil, and grains also needed to put the grains into the havan, yajna kunda, and clarified butter. Ghee is also needed, and honey is also needed. So these all should be very pure. It doesn't mean that I can bring anything and I can offer anything. So the manifestation should contain all these elements in the Brahma. When he is creating, he needs to take care of this. And gold, earth, water, and along with that, we need to have the Vedas also. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, and there are mantras which can be recited by the Brahmanas. So like that, it's very difficult to do the yajna in the current age of Kali, right? Maybe in the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, if we take these 4 yugas, in the previous yugas, it was a kind of situation where the Brahmanas were there and they are very, scholar, and they are able to recite chant the mantras in perfect way, and the consciousness of the priests also very high. Otherwise, in the age of Kali, it is very difficult. Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan ki jai, Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, if we take the consideration of the current situation of the Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to find a Brahmana who can chant the mantras perfectly without any mistakes. Or, whenever we are doing yajna, our consciousness should be very pure. Right? We need to think that whatever we are offering, that offering is going to Mahavishnu. Right? Because yajno vai Vishnu. Yajna is for the purpose of satisfying the Mahavishnu. So that consciousness should be there in the minds of the priests who are really doing the yajna. In this age of Kali, it is very difficult. As we all know, in the Satya Yuga, to reach to the God, it used to be, they used to be doing the tapasya. A lot of meditation they were doing. They were there for 1 lakh years. They have their physical body, and in that they might be spending 25,000 years or 30,000 years to only meditate and merge into, get the Krishna. And in the Treta Yuga, and the dharma is, reducing, and in the Treta Yuga, it was mentioned like in the Vedas, you can do the yajnas and havan. Because during the Treta Yuga, the austerity of the priests and everything, the ingredients were very pure, which are created by Brahma in the beginning of the manifestation. The materials are always pure, but the consciousness of the people are contaminated gradually. If you compare to the Treta Yuga to the Dwapara Yuga, and again the thought process of the human being is completely changed, and the dharma is reduced again. So in the Treta Yuga, the Vedas said that you go with sacrifices by offering the ingredients to the yajna. And that is the way of reaching to the God. And coming to the Dwapara Yuga, it's very difficult to do. In the Dwapara Yuga itself, it is mentioned in the Vedas that it's very difficult for you to perform the sacrifices. So what should we do? How to reach the God? Then you take form of the Lord, in the deity's form, and do the Shodashopachara Puja. Do lot of seva to the deities. In that way, when you are doing the deity seva, and you can feel that, okay, God is exist in this form, and I am doing it. If you, at least in current age of Kali Yuga, in ISKCON temples, we are doing, lot of with a lot of consciousness that the God is exists in the deities. But in many of the temple outside, there are very, very profound and very old temples also there. But the consciousness of the priests are not in that level that where the God is exist in the deities. That is one of the examples. Recently we got the news that the ghee is impure ghee is used in the offerings of the Lord Venkateshwara. So we can understand how we are treating the deities in the age of Kali. So in the Dwapara Yuga, it is mentioned that in the Vedas that you go with the Vigraharadhana. And coming to the Kali Yuga, it is way beyond. Compared to Treta Yuga, it was mentioned in the Vedas that you go with the yajna. And in Kali Yuga, if we start doing the yajna, then there is no real meaning. If we go and purchase the ghee, we have many brands. No brand is giving you the pure ghee. If you offer that ghee to the Yajna Kunda and for Vishnu, and then you are giving and offering the impure materials and ingredients, right? And if you go, in the puja ceremonies, we bring Purnahoti. That is a kind of big business for the people Punahuti set will be there in the cover, which is properly designed with a label, and shows that by touching the cover itself, it looks like very quality ingredients are there. But when you open it, and you cannot find anything, everything is dumped into the pockets, small packets, and then they sell it. So it's kind of for me it looks like it's meaningless when we are doing the yajnas with a impure material. Even our consciousness is very pure. We wanted to do it, but outside world is contaminated, and everyone wants the money. So considering that, it's very difficult to do the yajnas. So that is the reason. Whatever the things it is mentioned here, there are four priests information is given in this shloka, right? If we take one who can offer the ghee, I mean, who sits and offering the ghee into the homakunda, who is called as hota, I mean, who is giving the sacrifices, and who is the mantra brahmana will be separately sit, and he will be reciting the mantras, and he will be mentioning the particular god, for example, and the Mahavishnu, and he will be chanting the name of the Mahavishnu and related mantras and giving the swaha, and then the hota will be putting the ghee into the sacrifice, into the fire. And Udgata is who is chanting. Udgata is Udghatam, we say, right? And it's a kind of mentioning and chanting. And Adhvaryu is a person who generates the fire without lighting it with a matchbox. That is the process in the olden age. And nowadays it's very difficult to get such kind of. Recent times, again, the Brahmanas started, generating the fire using the sticks. They are rubbing and doing, not with the, what we can say, the bhutadam, not using that. The fire is only created using a cotton and putting, and there is a base inside. The wooden base will be there, and there is one more wooden kind of, which will have the thread. You continuously rub it, and then the small smoke will come initially, and then you add cotton into that, and the fire will come. This is a kind of process. Recently, again, the Brahmanas started using it, but otherwise, what we do, we take the karpur and we put, and we lit the karpur, and the havan will start. That is not the right process of lighting the light. So, as it is mentioned, the fire without the aid of separate fire. You should not take any other fire to take this, lit the fire in the yajna kunda. So that is not a right way of doing it. That is, it is mentioned here. And one who can supervise. This Brahma is not the Brahma as in who came from Krishna and first born Brahma, the creator. Not that Brahma. Brahma is called as the person who is supervising the yajna, and who will be mentioning like what needs to do at what time, and what kind of utensils used, and what kind of ingredients used. That will be monitored by that person, that priest, and he will be guiding the other priests, and so that everyone do the havan in the proper way. And I think we have done recently one havan, right? In that havan, whenever the Brahma starts asking us to chant one mantra, and then we start the Narasimha mantra, and we were doing it. So like that, the ingredients which we are putting into the yajna kunda should be pure, and the persons who are doing it also should be pure in their consciousness, and the intention should be to sacrifice or to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. But our regular activities, regular homas will be on the material plane. I want this, I want the properties, I want the, nice wife and nice children. There are many systems are, there are many ways of doing the yajna, so that you can fulfill your desires. That is a kind of material plane activities are the homas. But actual sacrifice here, what Brahma is mentioning, to satisfy Krishna, satisfy Mahavishnu. As I said, like Yajno Vai Vishnuhu Yajna Evan Tata Pratitishthati. The Yajna, why we are doing it for the satisfaction of Mahavishnu. So again, it comes to kind of Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. We are in the Kali Yuga, so we cannot do these kind of austerities and these kind of sacrifices with the ingredients which are created by Brahma. So what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, go with the Harinama Sankirtana. So how we can correlate this, as Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in all the, if you go with the Bhagavad Gita and if you go with the Bhagavatam, whenever or wherever, whichever sloka you read, at the end we conclude with the Harinama Sankirtana. So, is this came only from Srila Prabhupada? No, it is came from the way beyond, from the Guru Parampara, right? And the Brahma manifested it, and Vyasadeva started writing all the scriptures in the beginning, and he wrote all the Puranas, Itihasas, and all that, but he is not satisfied. Right, in the beginning of the first canto, we will have that information. What is the dissatisfaction in the mind of Vyasadeva? So Vyasadeva basically feels incompleteness and is not unhappy with the scriptures, whatever he written. And then Narada Muni comes to Vyasa Mahamuni and he explains, you written many things, all the Astadasha Puranas, Itihasas, and Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Dharvana Veda. But you are missing, Narada Muni says to Vyasa Mahamuni, you are missing the ultimate goal of the human form of life. You have done all the segregation of all the other Vedas, and you given what I should do if I wanted to get happy life, or to whom I can do the sacrifice. Such kind of information will be there in the Puranas and Itihasas. But the ultimate goal, if we have some desire, if we wanted to achieve something, if we don't achieve that, the goal, and then we feel dissatisfaction in our hearts, right? Basically, always we wanted to achieve something in the material plane also. If I wanted to do a job in a reputed company, and I will have that goal in my mind, and I will be preparing for that. Unless I get the job into that company, and then I feel emptiness in my heart. In the similar way, the Vyasadeva not done the glorification of the Krishna, and that is the reason he was feeling dissatisfied. So, and at the same time, like when Narada Muni explained him about this, and then he went to Saraswati river and he sit and he meditated. Okay, then what is the thing which I am missing? How can I understand? How can I glorify that supremacy of this, the manifestation? And then when he was meditating, he got the, first he can see the God, Bhagavan, and then the energy of the God, the supreme God. And then also, he also saw the people who are suffering, like all of us in the Jivatmas, suffering in the future, because this happened in the end of the Dwapara Yuga and before Kali Yuga. So during that time, he also saw that there is going to be a big mess with the people who are coming in the age of Kali. And then if they bewildered with these all Puranas and Itihasas, it's very difficult for them to understand and take the essence out of that and go to the ultimate. So then he understood, and he was meditating about the Jivatmas which are about to come in the Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, we have adi daivika, adhyatmika, adi bhautika kleshas, and which are bhautika prakriti, trigunas, threefold measures, and also trigunas will be taking over in our lives, and which are kind of controlling us. We are binded by the trigunas as well, mode of goodness and passion and ignorance. So he was thinking about all these things, and finally he got he was thinking, and he got meditation, and he got a point that okay, I haven't done the bhakti yoga part. So that is the ultimate goal of the human form of life. In that way, Vyasa Mahamuni started the ultimate goal of life and the bhakti yoga. So from there, in the Bhagavatam, it is clearly mentioned about Krishna's pastimes and glorifying Krishna, and the material manifestation, how it happened, who is the controller of everything, from where this material manifestation came into the picture, like that, everything is clearly mentioned. So in the age of Kali, it is very difficult to understand. So we have seen this, and what should we do? End of the day, from this essence of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and what Vyasa Mahamuni explained in overall, how we can satisfy Krishna. Is it possible for us to satisfy Krishna using the yajna in the Kali Yuga? No, it's very difficult. In the Vedas, it is mentioned, patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. It's a very simple 4 steps. Don't worry about the yajna kunda and all these things, right? You can see in the pictures, the elephant given the flower to Lord Mahavishnu, and it got moksha. And we offer our, regularly tulasi to the lotus feet of Radha Madhav. We will have water, in front of our deities every day. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. All 4 we offer regularly, with love. So, like that, in the Kali Yuga, then there is no point of worrying about the sacrifices which are, with the impure ingredients which we make. God, Lord Brahma created the manifestation in a proper way. The honey will be pure, and the ghee will be pure, and all the ingredients whatever are there, and those are pure. But what we did, due to Kali Yuga and due to our spoiled consciousness, we mixed up everything and we make it impure. So it's very difficult to get the purity. At least I don't think so. Patram cannot be impure. You can directly pull from the tree plant, and then you offer it to Krishna. Pushpam, it's a flower which is coming naturally, and phalam, fruit. Maybe that is also one of the situation where we are now, which is also hybrid fruits are coming in, and the water is contaminated, but we are trying to make it purified. So in the Kali Yuga, this is the best way of doing it. Why? Because prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhaghya upadrushta. Oh, learned one, in this age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is the reason why we need to go with patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Right? And as we come to the point in the age of Kali, as Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita clearly explains, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyada. What we have to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Sankirtana, I was listening to the one of the lecture of one of the senior devotee. So this is actually, which is called as Sankirtana Yajna, right? Harinama Sankirtana Yajna, where we chant the name Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and which goes into our ears, which is a Yajna Kunda, right? It looks like an Yajna Kunda. You can pour, you should not pour ghee. We have to pour only the Harinama, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then that Hare Krishna Mahamantra goes into your heart and it purifies our soul. And then we get closer to Krishna. So that is a Sankirtana that we regularly, discuss. And until unless like before I listened to that lecture, I was in an impression that okay, sit and do the chanting and then you are in the Harinama Sankirtana Yajna. But there is one more meaning explained by that devotee, that Sankirtana is not only doing the Harinam. There are two levels. One is you can chant, but most of the times, at least on my level, it's very difficult to get the taste. Getting the taste is bit higher level. Okay, the level of the people who get into the Krishna consciousness in the beginning. Okay, what we have to do? Okay, all the devotees says that okay, you start with one round of chanting. Okay, I started one round of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm done with one round of chanting for few days, and after that I feel one more Ekadashi came in. Okay, I need to increase the number of rounds to 3, and then says 5, 8, 16. Okay, we are increasing the number of the rounds of chanting, but at the same time we are not, at least not getting the taste of that. Getting the taste itself, it's a big thing. Chanting everyone can do, but getting the taste, when you get the taste, and then you will be feeling bliss with the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But most of the times, due to the current situations in the Kali Yuga, we are like fully occupied. We are not able to handle the things in 24 hours. Roam around and do a lot of things, jobs, maintaining the family, fulfilling the expectations of the people who are following you or you are dealing with. Everywhere a lot of expectations, and there is a lot of distress. And when you start chanting and sitting and taking the beat back, and you will put your hand inside and you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but your mind will be somewhere else. I mean, our mind will be somewhere else. It's going to be college, or it's going to be office, or somewhere in the roaming in the roads, or maybe go to the cinema halls, and for the young boys who are going to the college students. And many ways we distract in our minds. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadhi bhalavadra. It's very difficult to control the mind. So in the age of Kali, and sitting and chanting, as I was mentioning, Sankirtana, it doesn't mean only doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, doing the japa, but without focusing. I think in the morning every day we read. Concentration is very much needed. In the Shikshastakam we say that, right? What is that? Can you repeat it again, bro? Yeah, I'm not getting attachment or happiness or ruchi in the name of the Lord, right? And yeah, that is the situation where most of the people are in. So Sankirtana means at the same time you get connected to Krishna. There are only two things should be there: one you and one Krishna. And you close your eyes and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we do this, and there Krishna and yourself. Only two people will be there, and that is the kind of mention by the devotees. It's very, eye-opening, and which gives you an option to enter into the Ras Leela of Krishna. Because there are only two people, right? In the Ras Leela also, Krishna and also the other gopikas were dancing. In the initially Krishna was there as a single person, but when he understood every gopika is wanted me, as part of love, and he manifested himself as many as gopikas. So as we are the devotees, we are sitting in the temple hall or wherever you are sitting and you are chanting, we are chanting. When we feel that like I am with Krishna and Krishna is only with me, as in the Rasa Leela, how gopikas feel. If we do that level of chanting, and then we gradually increase the bhava of Harinama Sankirtana. And there is one more point also mentioned, like Sankirtana is not only the meaning of the Sankirtana is not only that you yourself you are doing the Sankirtana. You have to reciprocate with the God, and at the same time you have to do the chanting along with your devotees in the satsanga, and you cooperate with them to serve Lord. Sankirtana is not only doing the kirtan, and also you will be serving Lord with all other devotees without any deviations. There will be a chance of I'm serving Lord with particular service. If someone comes into that and if they do some service, and then they may feel like, okay, no, this is my part and I should do the service, or I should get the name or something like that. Maybe there is a possibility of such kind of interventions of the false ego. So Sankirtana means one way of doing the Harinama Sankirtana on your own, and so that you get connected to Krishna as in the process of yoga. And the other way is you will be in the satsang with the devotees and do Harinam. Like that, this Harinama Sankirtana is clearly mentioned here by Srila Prabhupada at the end. Considering the sacrifices are very difficult, or at least, it's even not possible in this age of Kali. One way or other way, we are trying to do this kind of sacrifices, yajnas. When we do Gruha Pravesh, we do yajna. Or when we do some other things, we wanted something, and we wanted the obstacles will go away by doing the yajna. Yes, that is there. That is mentioned in the Vedas for sure. But is that really helps you in this age? Because when you sit for yajna, your phone will ring and you open and you start speaking. Okay, I will come back. Okay, let me do swaha. So that is the level of consciousness we are in. So that is the reason Srila Prabhupada was mentioning every time in every shloka and every page of the Bhagavatam and every page of the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada gives us the simple way of doing it as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So yesterday I was discussing with one of the devotee who recently joined and trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita, and we were discussing about the ultimate goal of human form of life. And I mentioned that, okay, if you are doing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and serving Lord Krishna, and that is fair enough and nothing to do with any other gods. And then immediately, because even in the beginning of my Krishna consciousness, when I started listening to the Bhagavad Gita during the COVID time, I also got the same question. Why the people says that, okay, only you perform Harinama Sankirtana for satisfaction of Krishna, why not for others? The essence of the Vedas there are many, different scriptures are there, but the essence of the Vedas says that you do this. And I try to explain him in such a way that, if we, our kids are there, and if you are marrying them, okay, and what you will do, you take a card, print out a card, and you go to home and give on the name of the elder of that, what we say, ejamani, the name of that person, and so that the whole family will come, right? In the similar way, if we perform austerity, if we do the Harinama Sankirtan, and all the gods will satisfy it. As I given the card to the father of that house, I mean, what we say? I'm not getting the right word. Ejamani is in the Telugu, yeah. So when we give that to Ejamani, and then the whole family will come. Similarly, if we do, Krishna's Harinama Sankirtanam, and you do the austerity towards him, and then all the gods will be satisfied. So that way I try to explain him in a different ways, as Srila Prabhupada says, on the root as a plant, and if you give the water to the root, and automatically the plant will nourished with all the fruits and flowers and everything. So that is the reason every time, everywhere, Srila Prabhupada says, in the age of Kali, don't worry, be happy by chanting. Chant and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Any questions or comments, Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu.
Sacrificing the hearing, like you said, that is what Shrotradin Indriyanyanyo Niyamya Arjuna. Shabdadin Vishayananya Indriyagnishu Juhvati.
Yeah.
So some brahmacharis, unadulterated brahmacharis, sacrifice the hearing process. That means whatever we chant, we hear, and we offer it in the ear holes.
Yes, also thought of mentioning this also. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhrudavrataha namasyantyascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasya. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with a great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with a devotion. So, manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. That is the essence of, yajna, what we have.
Like in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have many things to do. Preaching, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtana, college preaching, prasadam distribution, so many things. But if someone misunderstands, we have to just sit and chant. Just sit and very clear in the scriptures, just chant Hare Krishna. No need to do anything. We can see that Prabhupada can do that. He can sit in Vrindavan in Radha Damodar temple. He can just sit there and chant and read Bhagavatam, read Chaitanya Charitamrita. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, in Srila Prabhupada Liramrita, I was reading, he writes that when he already reached America, he was writing in his diary that I am missing Vrindavan, Radha Damodar, Gopinath, and Radha Shyam Sundar. He will be writing there, missing Vrindavan. But I have come for a mission. So, kindly clarify, like some devotees, they say only Sankirtan, only Kirtan, only Hare Krishna Kirtan, only chant Hare Krishna. Nothing to do, don't complicate your life, just chant. And some devotees, they say, no, we have to preach, we have to go out, we have to bring souls to Krishna. And some, they say, deity worship. Some they do, they completely dedicated for some activity, some Krishna conscious activity. Like some devotees are very expert in taking care of temple devotees. Some are good in taking care of construction and designing and all that. So, can you please tell us, like, how important is chanting and how important is other things in our Krishna conscious activities, other sevas?
Yeah. So, yeah, I will tell you my understanding. Basically, this is the sloka which also gives the right answer. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhrudavrata. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with a great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with the devotion. Actually, as I said, Sankirtana doesn't mean that only you sit and chant. Sankirtana means you chant and also you coordinate with the other devotees, and so that you do the service to the Lord. And the intention of the person who got the knowledge, as we have Chaturvarna Maya Sushnam Guna Karma Vibhagsha. These Brahmanas who are created because, the Brahmanas are born and they are in the mode of goodness. They learn, understand the Brahma Jnana and give that information to all the people. Okay, that is also part of the Kirtana only. What we are doing, going out and we are glorifying Krishna and explaining about the Krishna and asking them to join. Because this is, we are fallen and we are fallen souls. We are suffering in this age of Kali, and we are nowhere, near to Krishna. So let's try to get connect. That means only chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the essence. No, at the same time, what we have to do, we have to get connected to people, taking the name of the Lord in any form, as in the Shikshastakam it also comes, right? The God invested all his energies into the names. Even if you call Keshava, Madhava, Sridhara, whatever name you take, but when you are glorifying the other people and when you are glorifying Krishna and we are trying to connect the people to the Krishna consciousness, that is also part of the Sankirtana movement. Sankirtana is not Kirtana, and Sankirtana it's a kind of movement, it's a mission, as you said. So we can understand, we can try to get the people, and one machine runs with all the required parts of that machine. It doesn't mean that, okay, machine is there and there is a core part, and there is one screw is not there, and automatically that machine fails, right? And so as per my understanding, ISKCON is an organization. ISKCON, our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is an organization which gives you an opportunity to get connected to Krishna all the time, in each and every moment. Whether you are, bathing, whether you are going to your office, there is no restriction, right? You can keep on chanting in your mind. And Srila Prabhupada given us, 16 rounds. If you chant 16 rounds, at least I feel, your tongue will be doing that japa all the time, wherever you go outside. If your mind is free, and if you feel that bit distressed or whatever, you chant, you are chanting. So that way we have to understand, and all the devotees need to work for the service of Krishna in many ways. There are not only one way of sitting and chanting. So that is what I can say. Prabhu might be, can. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. I just remember another thing from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada. He says that Kirtana means not the Kirtana which we do in the temple is only within these four walls or little outside. But he says this Brihat Mridanga, this Brihat Kirtana can go in the corners of the world. It's book distribution, basically. Even that is a Kirtana. I just remember this when you are saying. Another question is that while chanting Hare Krishna, how important is chanting Hare Krishna for a sadhaka? Because when we chant, when we sit and chant, many thoughts come in our mind is actually devil. I mean, in a sadhaka stage.
Yeah.
It brings so many things from where we don't know. Suddenly it pops out in our mind, and it may be, or sometimes it may be some spiritual sevas or seva related. For example, the pujari may be thinking which pagadi shall I put today, or Nityananda Prabhu may think which colorful flowers I should bring for Prabhupada bouquet. So some spiritual thoughts may also come. Or sometimes regarding service, we may interrupt our chanting. We may talk in between the chanting, or we may give gaps
Yeah.
in our rounds.
So it's a kind
So
of
how
basically,
important
yeah, understood
it
the
is-
question. It's a kind of what we can understand. You have curd, right? You mix the curd and you continuously stir that, right? It will take time to get the butter, right? It's very difficult to get the butter, and out of that big part, whatever you are stirring with the curd and majjiga, we call it that. So that is the base. We can understand as a comparison the Harinama Sankirtana, doing the japa by sitting, and whatever the thoughts are coming in and going out. This is the kind of process inside it as we stir continuously, and then one fine day the butter will come out of it. Our heart, as we were mentioning, as Radhakant Prabhu was also mentioning, what we have to do, we chant and hear, and that process itself, it makes our heart, and our soul purified. That way, it maybe takes ages for the people, or maybe there is a possibility based on their seriousness and the intention behind chanting, and that might quickly happens. It takes, for few people it takes years, and for few people maybe births. There is a possibility, but it's a kind of, as I said, like stir. You continuously do that. You have to do it. There is no other process to purify it. There is a stone, and if stone needs to become a beautiful deity, okay, you have to take a hammer, and you have to keep on beating it, right? Then chiseling. So automatically what will happen, that the pieces will go out, right? You cannot say that no, why the pieces are going out. No, that is the process. The process itself, it takes time. It doesn't happen in overnight. Okay, just now I entered into Krishna consciousness, and I took Diksha, and I got the Tulasi Mala, and I put my hand into this, everything vanished. It's very, it's a natural process. It has some process. We have to fall in that, as butter takes time. So we keep on chanting that the heart purifies. That's kind of understanding I have to. Yeah, taking gaps and doing chanting. I'm not sure, because yeah, I'm not that much qualified on taking the gaps and fulfilling. But yeah, Radhakant Prabhu can address it, because I always take the gaps.
So when Prabhuji's class is there next time, he will answer that question.
Yeah. But as recommended by Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas, we have to finish our 16 rounds and go for the other things. That is the process. It is there. Yeah. Please, Chintamani Prabhu, you want to answer this one?
See, these things are practical, different. It is practical for different people in different ways. Okay, some people may find it more comfortable in chanting like 4 rounds in the morning, 4 rounds in the afternoon, 4 rounds in the evening. Some people wanted to chant all 16 rounds in one stretch. So ultimately, one has to have some experience that I am eating food and my stomach is fulfilling. So different people eat in different ways. Some people will skip breakfast and eat lunch and breakfast in one go. So we should not be so much go into nitty-gritties, and it's very much individual specific. It's specific to individual. We may have some general guidelines. Some devotees stress, okay, you should sit and chant all 16 rounds. Some people will run away from the movement if we enforce such things. Okay. So we should learn from the principles. There are no principles for chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting itself is a great thing. Okay. And what is that shloka? Niyamena kalaha akalaha. There is smaranena kalaha. So there is no time, there is no particular stringent rule. But we will know, like, if you sleep and chant, what will happen next? So somebody do not need to come and tell you, you will just go to sleep. Even if by closing our eyes, if we chant, we will go to sleep. So that is our pathetic condition. So based on that, whatever best suitable, under some expert guidance, we can follow. And then it will be all right. That's what I feel. And in the same way, Kirtana means, fundamentally Kirtana means glorifying the Supreme Lord. And there are various millions and millions of ways of glorification, glorifying the Lord. Somebody may paint Lord's picture so nicely, beautifully. That is also a Kirtan. Like that, everyone will do their part according to their taste. So we should be more bothered for ourselves, and when we preach to others also, we should engage them in some sort of kirtana, whatever way, So somebody bring money for Krishna, and he may not do anything, but some other devotees will use it. So when Prabhuji mentioned that ours is a mission, so in mission, everyone will come together and serve the Supreme Lord. So in different ways. But in general, for everyone's purification, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is given. Otherwise, our service will not be purified. I will paint nicely. It is for myself, I will sell it, I will make money, or I will get some name and fame. I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra nicely, and then everybody will come and appreciate and bow down to me. Both are same. Even chanting Hare Krishna also, if you are chanting for your own self, I'm singing so nicely, then it only increases our ego and all. So, but when we are in a mission and understand that I am part of this mission, Prabhupada has created this mission, and then he has, cranked the machine, it started the machine, and then we'll just get part of it, and then we will support it, and then that way we perfect our life without our big intervention actually, just like Bombay railway station, you go and stand, you will reach your destination. You don't have to, little bit, you should have knowledge that I should go to this station. People will help you in going to that station. Like that, this is a movement, it's a mission. So in that we can become part. And everyone is a different part. Somebody may be a crankshaft, somebody may be a piston rod, whatever. Somebody may be a nut and bolt. So we can feel proud even if we become small dust particle. So, and we should appreciate everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Do you want to say something, Chintaman Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, as you said, the different yuga have different means to attain the Lord. My question is to the Brahma. In fact, in Kali Yuga, we said, even though we have ingredients, they are contaminated. We cannot offer it. Now, when the first Jiva, Brahma, was born, there was no ingredients.
Yeah.
So, he born and then he started the means of satisfying Vishnu is Treta Yuga style. What about
here
meditation, deity worship? Those things are not there. He born and he's adapting the process of this sacrifice.
Yeah. So this, whatever we are discussing, is one part of the cosmic manifestation. If you keep on continue reading all the other parts, So everything will be there, everything will be manifested one after the other. This is a kind of in the situation where Brahma, he said that, okay, I came from the abdominal, part of the Krishna, I mean the lotus feet, and then I tried to meditate, and then I understood that I need to do some creation, and that started now. I mean, he started the creation, and first sacrificial thing which he needs to do, these kind of grass is needed, utensils needed, and for that, plants needed. From there, he collect and he put it into the fire and something like that. And then in the upcoming verses, and it will be more, the manifestation will be more, right? And we cannot cover in 1 hour the whole manifestation. That is the way. So Brahma manifested everything, and that will be there, and the meditation process will be there. As Satya Yuga, the people needs to meditate. That all the processes will be defined. Okay, bro? Thank you, bro. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.